Now, in case you didn't know, I have a certain feeling about work and how we work in America. In my opinion, it is simply based on exploiting people and getting the cheapest labor possible and running that cheapest labor possible into the ground. That's what it's about. And if you look at our current working system, it ain't working. Work is not working in America right now. Now, they've talked about how certain generations don't want to work. You could give them a job, taking a nap, and they wouldn't take it. That's not it. That isn't it. I understand the idea of wanting to have a place to work where you can create good work, be fulfilled, be satisfied, and not be exploited. I understand that. I get it. When I was a hiring manager, I made sure whoever I was interviewing, if I could not afford to pay them, I would say, look, I would love to have you. You are well beyond my range. And they would say, well, I'll take a pay cut. And it's like, no, you deserve to get every dollar you are worth. We are worth it. Don't take anything less. Plus, if you took less, it only leads to stress anyway. So that's a no. But while I was on vacation, I saw this article. And when I say it irritated the fuck out of me, I meant that. It did. Here is the title to said article in Fortune. It said, Ford workers told their CEO none of the young people want to work here. So Jim Farley took a page out of the founder's playbook. Okay. Let me give you a quick little hint here. It says, Ford CEO Jim Farley learned from older employees that some young workers at the car maker were taking shifts at Amazon to make ends meet, he said at the Aspen Ideas Festival. Farley said he drew on founder Henry Ford's decision to raise factory wages to $5 a day in 1914 to make temporary workers into full-time employees. Young people had previously eschewed manufacturing jobs due to low wages. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Since these people were all at this Ideas Festival and I guess promoting the idea of paying people a living wage, that is not a flex. Okay? That is not a fucking flex. It is not. Do you know what it sounds like when the CEO says, I didn't even know that my people couldn't afford to make ends meet? You didn't know that? You had no idea? Again, let's talk about how work ain't working. So in this article that I read, the CEO was unaware that there were people in his company that are working the 8-hour shifts there at Ford, going to Amazon to work overnight 7 hours, and then maybe getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep and then coming right back and working at Ford again. He didn't know. And so he decided to go back to the founder's playbook and pay people more money and make an easier pathway for temporary workers to become full-time workers and get health care and get this. And it was expensive, but we had to do it. Isn't it funny how when people who are in positions to make life-changing decisions for others, they want to give themselves a pat on the back for doing what they should have done from the get-go. From the get-go. The fact that you have people who are working 2 full-time jobs and barely getting any sleep, and you think, well, it's expensive. Why is it expensive to pay people, 1, what they're worth, but 2, a living wage? Why is that expensive? Because it can be done. Now, hear me clearly. I believe in capitalism. I do. I believe in conscious capitalism. It does exist. You do not have to exploit people. You do not have to do status quo. You do not have to run your business like everybody else. You do not. You have choices. You can choose to pay people more than the industry average. You can choose to pay people what they are worth. You can choose to give them training, to give them access and opportunity to make decisions for the business. These are choices we can choose to make at any time. Anytime. Right? It is not a flex to say, well, I had to go in there and pay them more money to get more people. Let's do the basic math. You don't want to pay people. People don't work. People don't work. You don't get product. No product, no product to sell to customers. No money. It's very simple. When I see these businesses out here, they're like, nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work for $10 an hour in 2025. I'm sorry, how much are eggs again? How much is gas? We don't have a healthcare system. We don't have that. Food is out the wahoo. The federal minimum wage is like what, $7.25, $7.50? In 2025, $7.25, $7.50. Hold up. Let me wait a minute. Because we don't even have to guess. We can just ask our AI friends what it is.
Hey, Gwendolyn.
What is the federal minimum wage in 2025?
The federal minimum wage in the United States is $7.25 per hour. It's been at that.
You know what? I didn't even want to tell. Oh, it's been there since 2009. Okay. $7.25 since 2009. $7.25, people. And you think that paying somebody $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $17 an hour is a flex? It is not. Now let's talk real quick about company culture. I want to just take a slight pivot before I come back to like how work ain't working. If you say that you're about family and that you're about the community and you're about building for the future, then you would do what needs to be done and invest in the people who are going to grow these families, grow the community, grow the future. You would invest in them. But that's not what we do here. We want to find a way to exploit everybody. Our customers, our vendors, our employees. We don't know anything about not doing the zero-sum game. We don't understand that life. Who does that? Why would I do that? Why? We still have this colonizer mentality that I need to go in someplace, eat everything up, and then do nothing. Just ravish it. We're like locusts. You wonder why you can't get people into your business to hire? It's not because they don't want to work. They want to work. They want to be paid what they are worth. They want to be appreciated for the work they're creating. And they don't want to be exploited. These young kids, they have peep game. They're like, I've seen people, the boomers, the Xers and all of them, working till fingers are just like bare. And they have nothing to show for it in terms of satisfaction or a way of living. Who wants to do that? You got folks right now who go on their paid time off and still work. And then somebody in the office is gonna make them feel bad for taking the paid time off. Oh wait, I'm sorry, but not in Missouri. Oh no, partners. Voters voted for paid sick leave and to raise the wage to match the consumer price index. But that governor, no. His bitch ass said, I don't think so. We are protecting those who create work. We're protecting small businesses. Okay, full stop. If you're a small business and you're exploiting people, you are part of the goddamn problem. If you can't afford to pay people, then don't get people to work for you. Don't do it. How is it that you're going to run your business and you can't afford people? Like, where are we getting the business skills from? Now, there is a certain university I would mention, but it's no longer in play. And that person is known for cheating people. And let me stay focused. You're not protecting small businesses. People deserve time when they are ill. If you cannot take a day off for being sick, then you literally cannot afford to be sick. This is why we have the diseases that we have, because somebody right now is ill, but they can't afford to miss one day of work because that will hurt them for paying their light bill and the rent and getting groceries and everything else. They can't afford to be sick, so they bring all of their germs to their place of work, and then everybody else gets sick, and it's stupid. It's ridiculous. Really? Like, for a country that talks about family values and blah, 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 we got a funny way of showing it. We don't show it. So now you have these employees, full-time employees, who are overemployed. They're making like $3,000 a day working 5 full-time jobs. And then you have some employers who have the audacity to be upset that this person has another job some other place. There's no loyalty. Why would there be loyalty? When at any point in time, when you believe that I am no longer a person who can just be exploited, I get tossed to the wayside. Why would there be any loyalty though? Why? You know, the company man is dead. The company man, that person's gone. And I have to remind people as I wrap this up, it is not migrants or immigrants or anybody else who took your job. No. AI is not going to take your job, okay? AI is a tool, like the calculator and the computer and your car. It is a tool to be used as you see fit. If you want to walk to work, walk to work. You want to drive, drive. But AI isn't taking your job. The person who is taking your job is the same people who are so greedy that they don't want to have paid sick leave, that they want to pay you as little as possible. It's the leadership team, the CEO, the board, whoever it is, who agrees to these decisions. That is who took your job. When all of these manufacturing jobs left the US, it didn't leave because we asked them to leave. It left because some greedy bitches sat in the room and said, we can no longer exploit the American worker. Let's take this BS to some other country and exploit them. So when you tell me you want to bring back manufacturing, I am hearing you are now prepared to pay American workers what they are worth. And even then, you still need automation. Work ain't working. You got CEOs telling people, you gotta come into the office or else you can leave. Then leave. I'm leaving. You, CEO, don't even know what's going on with your employees. You have no idea what it means to really build a team. You have no idea what it means to have culture in your company. But you would demand somebody come into an office that you're not even in. Like, really? Yeah. The way we are working ain't working. It is time for a shift. My gut says that rubber band that is expanding, after a certain point, that tension pops. We are at our breaking point. Oh, for real. Let me know your thoughts.